So we got our coils and we got our 10. Good. So at this point, you're gonna have probably a shorter side and a longer side. So let's talk about our finished one here. So we're almost done. So we make the cross. Now the cross is really 2 pieces of string. So right now we're gonna make this the top part and the bottom part of the cross. In order to do this, you're gonna need at least, I don't want to say a foot. You could probably do it with less, but when you have not as much string, it's like a haircut. You can always trim more, so you always just have more. Choose a longer string, and as long as you're both over 12 inches. As you said, we try to have 15 inches there, and so that should be good. Okay, so very important. So we're gonna cut the longer string, or again, this one's not gonna be the cross. We'll cut, and we're gonna cut, give it about maybe half a centimeter there. We'll take care of that in a bit. So this string here is going to be what we use for the horizontal part of the cross. So here we go. So this knot right here is just like this, except it goes over twice and threaded 3 times. And then this knot down here is again the same thing, except it goes over 4 instead of 3 or 2. Also, we're going to try to make those 2 knots as close as we can. And then when we put the other one there, it looks like it's one unit here. So, top of the cross, once, twice. All right, put it through, just like before. Same thing here. You can put it as close as you want. Again, the closer I feel you get, the more string you have at the end. All right, there it is. Now the challenge here is trying to do 4, but also more importantly, trying to get as close as we can. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now at this point, this might not be as long as a straw, but it doesn't matter. Just as long as this part gets past the coils, you're good. So even at that point, if I didn't have enough, I could just pull it out and, hey, look at that, it's still there. Okay, so here we go. How close can we get it? If you can get it right on there, that'd be awesome. And if not, it's okay too. Now if you ever mess up, you can just pull it out and start again. This is very easy to undo, the paracord here. Alright, so again, just trying to get close as we can. Alright, there we go. So that is the top and bottom of our cross right there, as you can probably see. So now we're going to take our other piece of string. Again, should also be about a foot. If it's more, awesome. If not, you'll be fine, but you might just need to cut some more from your packet here. So, okay. So here is what we're going to do. So as I tell the kids, you're going to make your mustache first. You're going to put this on top. You're going to make an S. So you're going to put this part up here, and then this other part down here. Now the bottom part S is going to have a lot more string than this part, because it's going to do a lot of the work. Okay, so basically this part's going to go underneath, and it's going to be basically here. I'll use my scissors here. It's going to go right where the scissors. So we're going to put underneath, whoop, underneath everything. All right. So the next step is we're going to take this loop and we're going to put it all over everything, and then we're going to put it underneath that little loop there. Watch it again and again, and hopefully you'll make this work out. So then we're going to pull it, and then it's like, what just happened? And when we tighten it, we want to make sure that these ends are about the same, so you can sort of equally distribute it. If it's really long, it doesn't matter. If it's shorter though, you'll want as much length on either side. And so you know you'll do it right, because it should form a little figure 8 there. Alright, so get closer. And now also, I didn't really look, but with the knots, here, I'll pull this off for a second. Loosen up just a bit. So if you want to be really specific, so you see in this part, it's closer. On the back, it sort of comes up. So where there's a bigger gap, so it's on this side of the cross, the gap's bigger than this side. So basically that figure 8, I want to put where the gap is smaller, and there's actually going to be 2 loops on the other side, and I'm going to use those 2 loops to fill in that bigger gap. And that way, it gives the illusion that the cross is made out of like one giant piece of string. If you don't know what I'm talking about, it's okay. It's still going to look good. There it is. So yeah, so it looks like, it sort of looks like one piece of string, but it's really 2. All right, so you want to make the pull this pretty tight as you can. Whoop. All right, so here we go. So now we're ready. And okay, so now, all right, I gotta think about this for a second. What do we do again? Okay, so at this point, you see this knot is going like this direction, like a diagonal. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna, as long as that's good, we're gonna make our knot, because if you notice with our knots, the coils are also like in that direction. So when we make this knot here, it's gonna look like, again, it's just one piece of string, as you sort of here. So it's like, it looks like it's one piece of string, and it is, but it looks like it's one big coil. So anyways, this knot here is gonna be the same as this one here. So it's just gonna be a double, not a triple like our Hail Marys. Now this time we want to put it like right next to it without any space. So 1, 2, so just be slow. Again, try to go in slow motion. If you mess up, you don't like it, just undo it. All right, I'm gonna make it a little loose here. So here we go. Closer, closer, closer. Preserve the loop. And again, just pushing, 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 pulling, pulling, pushing and pulling, pushing, pushing, pushing. And again, this will be pretty tight here. The tighter, the better. Try to bring that over. Use your fingernails if you want. All right, so there you go. So halfway done there. Okay, so now, one more thing to do. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna rotate this, because again, this knot, this part of the figure 8 that we had is still in this direction, because when we make the knots, the coils go in that direction. So since we want our coils to look like basically those, and to go in line with that. So yeah, so like I said, so start here. So instead of like flipping over this way, I would recommend just rotating at 180 degrees, and then your final knot. And again, this is also be a double. So let's try to do this, and we're done. Almost done. 1, 2. Alright, so try to get as close as you can. Try to just push it there. Alright, so there we go. So if you look, it looks sort of there, and then on the front side, it looks like it's one giant coil, even though it's really 2. Okay, so here we go, right? So we just got a few more things to do. So now we're gonna snip them all about 1/2 centimeter away or so. And then the last part, so now, remember we had that lighter or candle? So the idea is we're gonna melt each of these. I think this is made out of nylon or something. So it'll melt and it'll fuse together. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna burn it, and it's gonna melt. And then what I recommend is you get like some sort of metal or something, and you just like flatten it. So actually right on here, I have this metal thing, so I'm just gonna go This does get pretty hot, so try not to burn yourself here. So okay, so here we go. So we're gonna burn it, and you can probably see it melting a little bit. It melts a little bit, and then as it's melting, just go. That's me making it. Oh, it got stuck, and there we go. So what? All right, so that should fuse it together so it doesn't go, and we'll just do the other ones. Fuse it, blow it. It does stink a little bit, so sorry about that. All right. And just melt it a little bit. Stick it together. And then the last one, after you do the 3 ones on the cross, you want to do the last one where you cut there. All right, so here you go, 25 minutes, how you can have your own corded tenor rosary. Again, make them from Hobby Lobby. Good night.